Take it as a video.
That's just dust in the air.
No.
Take
Do it
as a
again. Do it
video.
again.
No, that's not dust in the air.
That is not dust.
Mercy.
Hit video.
Yeah, do video.
It's in all of
I'm videoing. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
My. Why, how come this isn't showing up on my video?
You guys gotta watch this.
Oh my God.
Look at this.
Unbeliever.
I'm videoing your video because it's not coming on mine. Oh my God. I did get some on mine.
Oh my God.
Oh.
No, that's actually just the dust.
That's orbs.
It's doing the same
No,
thing on
hers
mine,
is
but it's
orbs.
Let's see.
That is orbs.
That is crazy.
Let me do it on mine.
Okay.
Yeah, try yours.
That
Is it because you had a flash? Did you have a flash on yours?
I put my flash on, but it's. I mean, I was
Okay.
videotaping.
Yeah. Because my video's not on, but
Look at that.
Oh, I got it backwards.
yeah.
That can't be dust like that. That
No.
cannot be dust. Did you see it?
No, yours isn't doing it.
I might
hers.
I'm gonna put my flash on.
I took with flash.
But I'm recording it.
You have your cam light on.
Oh yeah, duh.
Oh, now I'm getting it.
There's nothing on mine.
Yeah, mine's working.
But is it in every room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On every single picture I took.
Little pitter patter feet running up and down, especially on this side of the hallway. Okay, so in 1920s, two little children did pass away in the hotel to flu, because then we didn't have the influenza shots or anything. So those are who you hear. So they say, and they're about, I want to say above 5, but not older than 10. And those are who you hear. And if you all are here tomorrow night and Regina's here, she'll be more than happy to tell you her first night here at work was Monday night, and she came up here and she heard giggling. On Monday night, we didn't have anybody in the hotel but me and her. So,
Supposedly.
yeah, supposedly, okay. So she came up here, did door checks, and that's what she heard was giggling. And that was just this past Monday. Also, this is the window where they say that they hear the wedding, the bride, crying and moping because her husband never came back from war. And like I said, she did not pass away here. She passed away somewhere else, and this is where she came back in her spirit life. And now we can go to the second floor.
Where we're going?
Oh,
The basement. We're going into the basement. Oh, just go.
You can stop that at the door.
Kenilworth Lodge.
Maintenance.
Chiquita banana.
Wow. There's more rooms down here.
There is, because this is, if you hear over at Stewart Construction, they call this the mall.
The mall.
Because in 1916, when they did come here, they didn't have stores. So they traded down here. This was their market.
Really?
I'm sorry, I missed the first part.
Okay.
I'll say.
Can you walk down there?
Yep, go ahead. Just go to the fan, and then I'll come up front.
Oh yeah, sure.
The fan. This fan? Oh, that fan. There's the white fan.
Yep, it is nice and cool.
Kevin Dunn should be leading us here.
This is like the most awesome part of our trip right here.
Are you feeling kind of freaked out a little bit though? When
I
she's
love
like,
it though.
Yeah. How did we get that? Oh, I see.
They have
Okay, she
golf
said we had to
cart.
stop here.
This used to be the basement, and they didn't have stores back then, so they called this the mall. And you will figure out why when we head a little bit further down, because this
Not
is where
locked?
they traded. This is the market.
Keep this door locked and it's unlocked.
Yeah, this door's unlocked and it says it should be locked. Is that a
should be.
thing?
Uh-oh.
But we'll open it so y'all can see inside.
She just opened this.
Good. It's just a
Filing.
Filing
it's
cabinet.
just where we put our. Oops, there's my keys.
Yep.
It's just where the guys sit and put all their crap.
Okay.
But you never know.
That should have been a given with the Patriots
Yeah.
girls on the wall there.
What's down here?
So back in the 20s and 30s, this is where the special guests come in. Al Capone used to stay here, and this is where he would have his meetings down here because
Speakeasy.
in the up on the third floor. Oh my God!
Somebody dropped something. It's okay.
Stop dropping things.
I'm here for you.
On the
Love
third
your
floor,
texture.
he would have the pet house, and and they would have the whole top floor, him and his crew. And he was so paranoid of FBI and everything that this is where they would come down and they would have their meetings down here because he would not think that it was wired or anything. So this is where Al Capone used. I get a lot of people that come down here and they just want to see if they can find his money.
Nice.
Already went over that.
Wait, what about this money?
The golf cart comes in through that door right there.
Oh, okay.
That's how everybody snuck in for the party.
Yeah.
They just backed the truck up and pulled the kegs and bottles.
If you want, this is where you can take pictures inside the rooms. This is where they also found orbs. Down here, a maintenance guy did pass away. He was old and he was in his 80s and he just died of old age and just keeled over. Wow. No heart attack, no nothing. They came down here and
That's what we think. Yeah.
Go ahead. So they do say that you will hear him down here sometimes. They do hear hammering and stuff like that because this, and the farther we get down, our paranormal investigators, they love coming down here. They say they find orbs, they find anything, and they say this has some activity.
So would people have, way back then, all these little doors were little stores?
Right, because the doors weren't here, and this is where their stores. This is where they would trade their whatever they had, their bread, whatever, whatever they made up in the tea room and whatever. This is where their crafts were and their fruit stands and all that were.
So would they rent these spaces, or was it just?
No, they just came down here.
Just pick one.
Mhm.
How do you turn your flash on?
On?
Yeah.
So, and you'll see, this is. I'm just taking random pictures. Oh my God!
What happened? Who did that? Somebody did that?
I'll protect you all.
Who just did that?
Oh, you stinker.
She was turning the light out in the other room and hit the other switch.
And then there's an entrance over there.
That is, those are the original doors.
Awesome.
Now this is where, I'm not sure who I was talking to. This is where I brought the paranormal group, and this is where I had 3 kids in this group, and the one girl on at the end where I'm going to take you did get a picture of something, and I will have to agree, it did look like something. It was white.
Is that original?
Yeah.
It was
So,
not nothing? There was
huh?
something?
There
It
was
was not nothing? There was
It wasn't
something?
nothing. There was something there. It was a bright light. At first there was nothing there, and I'll show you where it was. When she took it, there was nothing there, and she took several of them, and in the third one is when we all saw something different show up. Down here.
See, 100-year-old doors.
And you can see our paranormal people get here, and they do have fun. Red Brum, I will mark you. So,
That's funny.
You gotta laugh at your work, right? I mean.
Yeah.
so this is the room where she did take the picture. The mulch wasn't here, and it was over in this section, right here. And I will have to say, I will get out of your picture. It did look like a person's face. I will say that, but it was so bright that none of us could tell. But she was so excited, and by the time she got up there, I will have to admit, she did have something, because like I said, she wasn't the only one with the camera. So 7 of them took the pictures, and hers was the only one that had a different, yeah, that it looked like a face. It did look like a face.
She's becoming a believer.
So these are the original doors here. This went out, and this is how they carted their stuff in. And we leave it locked. And if you see how we leave it locked, it's pretty easy to get in. But yeah.
I don't think any of us would come down here alone.
I do it.
Is there any story to this mural over here?
The light, or where the girl saw it, right over here in the corner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had several people down here, and they were all taking pictures, and hers is the only one that showed the face.
I'm gonna have to take a picture.
Yeah, go ahead. Like I said, she did make me a believer that night, because I was just doing the same thing. I was here, and I was down there, and when they all came in, hers was the only one that actually had the face up, and it was a photo, it was a camera phone. Out of all things, it was the camera phone.
Did she take a flash?
Nope.
No flash, well, I have to leave it off. Yep.
Go back here.
Was it dark or daylight? No, we were down here at night.
Go ahead.
Yep, same time that we did this. The very next day when they did their thing again, the Bible was moved because it was over there, and the Bible was moved to the front of the door, outside of the door.
This
But
Bible?
again, that's where I became the skeptic, because you never know, but that is a story that when the paranormal came in, everything was over here, and the Bible ended up outside the front of the door.
Very nice.
Third floor or the second floor more haunted? I say the third floor because that's where I had my, where I had my thing, is because when we had, on my first time here, we had 3 to 4 guests on this side, and there was nobody on this side. And I told a couple of you already that when I started working, I had at 2 o'clock in the morning, all guests on this side come running down and told me I had to come upstairs. So I came upstairs, and by the time I hit there, I already heard it. It sounded like a country hoedown going on up here. Every room on this side, all the radios came on at the same time on the same channel. I had to go through every room and shut off all the alarm clocks and lock the doors. Now, skeptic me, I think my coworkers did something. Coworkers say that none of them would have done that, and it would have took a lot of time to find them. But, so that was my experience. Now, on the second floor, everybody has their experience of knocking on the wall. You hear the kids running up and down.
I heard it this morning, but someone told me it really was kids. Right?
Yeah, we did have kids in all the time. Yeah, we had several pairs of kids in the
No, it was a
hotel.
good thing because it was 8 and I had overslept. So maybe the ghost was nice.
So,
Maybe it really was kids.
you hear in room 220 and 221 is where the lights come on and off, the TVs come on. In room 236 is where a few ladies have had experiences where their telephones would come on and they started taking pictures about 3 o'clock in the morning. She woke up about 9 and somehow the pictures ended up on her Facebook. She did not do that, and it was all of the ceiling in the room. The telephone was on the other side of the room, according to her husband. So that's how that happens. Is where the TVs come on.
When I come back next year, I'll remind myself, I'm gonna stay in the cabin on that.
Yeah. The TVs come on, water, this is according to people. We do have a book downstairs of where people would just write of what their experience is. Also, they have seen orbs, and I hope everybody knows what orbs are. The PIA, they have orbs of all up in here and down here. And this is, people on this side would sit there and call and complain that the music is too loud from the ballroom. We wouldn't have anything, and we would have to tell them that nobody is playing any music, and some people have actually come down to make sure that we weren't lying.
Ballroom's away on the other side.
Ballroom's on the side. Yep. Or they would say that they would hear somebody knocking on the wall, and there would be nobody in that room.
You saying somebody in 220?
I'll let you know.
All right.
I got a picture of somebody in black.
Those were that.
You do?
There
Let me
was
see.
one lady
Oh.
who stayed
Full.
in
Just
room
kidding.
202, and she said that she felt like somebody
Well,
was
look
touching
at
her
the
or
difference.
something.
Look how clear
She
this one
said
is.
get up one night
And
and she
pictures
would
up
sit
there
there
again.
and tell
Well,
See how
I'm
bright-
doing a little video.
And finally, she
Yeah,
just
but-
had
Still don't have it
go
up and down
But see how-
She didn't care about the bill and whatnot. and said
But
she was
sometimes
never
that
coming back
happens
to
with
hotel
the
again.
fluorescent lights, I think.
In room 213
But I got a
is
street
where
straight
we
up and down.
had
It was one. Now
2 suicides on the same day, 2 years apart.
Same day, I thought it was.
I think it's 2 years apart.
it went back to one.
One was named Margaret, one was named Elizabeth. They both shot themselves, and it was supposedly over a man, and neither one of them knew each other. Same room. So in that room.
Did the
they
second
did
one
this
know
kid
of the
down.
first one, or we don't know?
Nobody,
Did the second one know about the first one committing? No.
No, not over the same man, according to the stories. And that was in like the 1980s, within 2 years apart, that was the room where both girls shot themselves. In another room, one of the guests passed away of a heart attack, but I don't think they recorded the room number of that. And one of the ladies have come in and the housekeepers and found him. And that is that floor. And this is the floor where everybody says that they either get touched or they hear something, or, you know, it sounds like somebody is, you know, walking up and down the hallways, and it's not a quiet walk either.
I did not touch anybody.
What are you two doing? Shenanigans?
My ears to my pocket. What about the couch?
Oh, this is so creepy. Look, there's all these. It's like a whole wing.
It's a whole hallway full of rooms. I just got weak in the knees.
Oh, I don't know how long.
How many more rooms are over here?
This is once they close the door. We had an owner years back, and he was trying to make this into a, this was supposed to be his home. This was supposed to be his house. He was making it into his personal penthouse and whatever. What, in the process of building this, something spooked him, and he's never came back. Wow. So now it's just our storage. The paranormal love coming in here.
I can feel
Go
it.
ahead, you guys can
Oh my
go
God,
now.
my legs are
Go
like
ahead.
When did it happen?
This has happened over 10 years ago when he was doing this.
When they were remodeling?
When he was remodeling. It was just him. He didn't have, it was one of the old owners.
Wow.
And he was remodeling, and that's when he sold it. Something.
I gotcha. Can't really see in there.
So how come they've never opened it up to like
More rooms or anything?
Because for that, we have to get permits and stuff because we're historic, and it's a lot of red tape to get stuff going.
Who owns the hotel now?
Fix this up. I'll move in.
Absolutely.
When we came in, this light was not on, and it's on now. So we're having an occurrence right now. This one's on too. They're on. The lights are on. Whoa.
Yeah, but it's
Creepy.
of the Sebrings here, there is 3 ladies in the black dress. This is the original piano. So this is what she stands by. I have a piano man that comes in here once, twice a month, and he will swear by it that she stands next to him. She does not like anybody to touch her piano.
Don't touch it.
Okay? So, over Christmas, I did have a lady come in here, and she said something was pulling her into the hotel. I had 4 gentlemen back here playing pool. She was over here, and this is how she verified the story for me, because I don't know this lady, and she wasn't staying here, and she said that she just felt the presence of a lady, and she said she was wearing the black dress and the black bonnet. So there has been, and I have a breakfast girl, and she says the same thing. The lady in black stays over here, and she, particularly in the ballroom, the plantation bathroom for the women, and that is her piano. I touched the piano when I first came. And this is the picture. This is Mrs. Sebring right here, and these are the 2 daughters. Which one was, I would say that it was the mother, but this is the 3 pictures. This is the black dress, this is the black dress. That could be a black dress, but I say it's one of those 2.
Okay, Brandy, do something.
I believe
Did you just tap me on the shoulder?
Anything, Brandy?
The list of occurrences is pretty thick.
So, you all have been in this room. This is
And
the
you were
ballroom.
hearing that?
This is the original room.
My air conditioner kept turning on and off by itself last night. I had to unplug it.
Is when they built the ballroom. So this was originally part
Did you see something
of.
black?
This is where they say that one, you can see the bride dancing, and that's the same bride that you see up on the tree, on the third floor. And also this is where they say that they see the lady in black and she's just walking around, dancing, twirling, and whatnot. This is the original tea room, and they do say that you do see her in there occasionally. Have you guys even seen the tea room?
No.
I haven't seen the tea room. It's just like the one out there. Yeah, these are the pianos that have been here for years.
Oh, this is cute.
So this is where the Sebrings held their tea parties, and where the governors, they played their cards and stuff. This is where they were. This is where they say that you do, the woman in black, this is basically her rooms. This is where she stays, this is where she walks. I have not experienced her. Like I said, one of the breakfast girls have experienced her, and for 3 of the guests that I've talked to that have experienced her.
What happened to her?
I think she just passed away, and then because the Sebrings came down here in the summer, and this was her summer home, and this is where, this is where she stays.
You still didn't answer my question.
Yes, 220 is haunted.
I said, is 220 in? Is anyone staying in 220?
Is anybody staying in 220? I'm not sure. I would have to